up, everybody? It's your boy Carpo here, back again with another Anthem video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the new update 1.05 patch notes. But as always, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, smash that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and stay up to date for more Anthem videos. Now let's get started. Now, as you can see right here, they are calling this update 1.03, but we all know we just had update 1.04, so I'm calling this update 1.05 because that's what it should be when we update right here on the PlayStation and on your Xbox. So the plan is for the patch to go out between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Central Time, March the 9th. That is actually tomorrow. So that's right, we have the whole weekend to play with this new patch. Now let's get right into it. First up, we have high-level fixes and changes. Now, respawn restrictions have been removed. Respawn timers are now based on the activity a player is in. Crit Path, Agent missions, and other non-end game missions now have a respawn timer of 10 seconds. Stronghold, Legendary Contracts, and other end-game missions now have a respawn timer of 30 seconds. The respawn timer free play remains unchanged. Now for loot changes. Common, white, and uncommon green jobs will no longer appear for players that are level 30. Oh yeah, let's go. Next up, improved stability for all platforms. This includes fixes for a number of issues that were causing crashes or connection problems. Audio improvement, fix a number of issues that could cause audios to drop out. Now, under general fixes and improvements, fix a number of issues that were blocking players from accessing the Forge. All missions should now properly end when all conditions have been met. The inbox now properly displays information on PC. The inbox is found in the newsfeed. Fix the issue that will cause players to be unable to interact with NPCs in Fort Tarsus. The vault is no longer accessible from the Forge. This change was made to improve performance. Fix the issue that will cause the game to hang when entering menus while on an expedition. Titans will no longer respawn on missions after they are defeated. Example, if a player defeats 2 out of 3 Titans then wipe on the third, the first 2 will not reappear when players respawn during a mission. Now this is kind of a response to kind of a farming technique. It's not really an exploit. It doesn't matter if you're doing it in normal missions, contracts or legendary contracts. It was just more of a farming type of thing that, players was doing, so I guess we won't be able to do that anymore. Next, server shutdown messages should now appear less often. The ability to quick play into a stronghold has been added back to the game. Mouse button 4 is no longer bound to the back button for PC players, as discussed during the live stream. Crashes that occur while selecting certain conversation options when interacting with an NPC has been fixed. Players should no longer get stuck at the end of the Tomb of General Tarsus mission. Players should now run into less issues during quick play missions. Additional improvement of quick play will be coming in future updates. Players should no longer get stuck behind fog walls on missions or in strongholds as often. Also, players should now receive credit for There Will Be Giants challenge when they are down and when the event is active. Also improve the audio when defeating creatures to provide better feedback, changing wording for server shutdown messaging to better indicate that it is just the player server shutting down, not the entire game server. Players may now launch an expedition from anywhere within the launch bay and Fort Tarsus. PS4 LED lights will now change based on the javelin being used. Pretty cool. It should now be harder for players to get stun locked by certain enemy composition. The value on max flight time inscriptions have been increased. The appearance of the N7 vinyl of Legion of Dawn armor has been improved. Howlut will now properly face players during certain dialogue scenes. The message "Open the Cortex" to track the Legionnaire challenges will no longer pop up after completing the appropriate challenges. Now under Strongholds, fix the issue that would cause players to get stuck at the entrance to the sewers in the Temple of Scar strongholds. Under creature updates, Titans, we have made several balances changes to all variations of Titans. Reduce overall damage mitigation from 100 to between 70 and 75% depending on the damage type. Increase the time that weak points are exposed. Fix the issue that prevented effects from applying to thus preventing combos. Increase the damage that Titan takes from weak point hits. Lesser Titan weak points have been changed to always be active. Improve the collision on the ring and sinking projectile attacks. This should be made easier to dodge. Decrease the radius of sinking projectile attacks. Decrease the damage done by the self-destruct ability. Frozen Scar enforcers and scrapers can no longer move or attack when frozen. The monitor's health have been greatly reduced in the harder raid stronghold. Force. Players will be less likely to be repeatedly staggered by heavy attacks. Adjusted the force applied by some creature attacks down will lower the frequency of players being staggered. Pretty nice. Now under damage and item scaling changes. Adjusted the damage scaling of secondary damage sources. These now scale with average item power. This will allow these damage sources to be better scaled in Grandmaster difficulties. This will increase the scaling on the following: melee damage, your combo damage, ultimate damage, status effects, item procs, procs from your Vinny, Thunder, etc., and item power scaling has also changed to better reflect the actual power of the item based on its rarity. This is applied to all items retroactively. Players will see the power of their items go up. Now, under gameplay bug fixes, the ultimate ability bar will no longer appear full at the start of mission when it isn't actually full. Great, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us has experienced that, and it's been a pain in the butt thinking you're going in there and just getting killed because you think you have your ultimate. So that is a great change. Also, weapon recoil will now stop once an exo is looking straight up. Fix the number of animation issues that could occur when the Colossus was using its shield. It should no longer be possible for the Interceptor to become frozen while starting up their ultimate. Interceptor aura damage will now deal the correct type of damage based on the active aura. Players can no longer equip abilities from one javelin to another. The Colossus can now use gear faster after being attacked by a heavy hit from enemies. The Colossus can now shield charge through destructible objects such as explosive canisters or harvest nodes. Also, the Colossus now recovers faster after crashing into walls. That's pretty cool. Now also, under item balances and updates, increase the base health of wind wall and bulwark point to provide better scaling in higher difficulties. The duration of these has been reduced to 20 seconds down from 60 seconds. Burst mortar damage has been increased from 300 up to 145, and its cooldown has been reduced to 6 seconds, down from 10 seconds. Its description also has been fixed. Flat cannon damage has been increased from 42 up to 30. Battle cry description has been updated to explain that it also reduces the resistance of affected targets. Wraith strike damage has been increased to 250 up from 200, and it will now apply elemental effects to targets based on the active aura. Pretty cool. Now under item bug fixes and in inscription bug fixes. Item bug fixes. Wind wall should no longer block or interfere with other players' abilities. Ranger grenade component will now correctly lower the cooldown of grenade abilities. Fix the issue where certain weapons were not firing when the crosshairs were aimed. The ice ability for the storm javelin has a primer icon correctly displayed. Under inscription bug fixes, the thruster delay recovery inscription is now correctly applying a bonus. The overheat delay recovery inscription is now correctly applying a bonus. The weapon reload bonus inscription is now also correctly applying a bonus. Pretty cool. Now for Masterwork item balances updates. Increase the base damage of the following Masterwork weapons: Rainer's Blaze, Rolling Corners, Cycle of Pain, The Last Stand, Glorious Result, Insult and Injury, Sentinel Vengeance, Gnostus Bomb, Vasa Surprise, Soothing Touch, Renew Courage, and Artina's Gambit. Now for Masterwork item bug fixes. Rainer's Blaze will no longer roll with incorrect inscriptions. Abating Shielding now provides a proper boost in shield and armor. Badge of Devastation will now generate more ultimate charge when triggered. It should no longer be possible to stack the effect from Gunlinger Mark more than once. So that is being fixed, and it should be back on your mods. Make sure you check that out. Also, in addition to the above update, we wanted to let everybody know other issues that the team is working on fixing. Alright, now when loading into the game for the first time after a patch, the shields and armor on the Javelin will be incorrect. The first time a player enters and exits free play or any other activity, the issue will fix itself. Players are not receiving their level 20 match consumables. Players were granted item blueprints instead of their recipes when they hit the level previously. Some players may experience auto crackling while in Fort Tarsus. There may be some instances where players are unable to quit out of quick play through the missions UI mission map. Also, a number of changes may not be tracked properly, such as the objective under the legendary freelancer challenge. Some players may be encountering a bug when they are unable to interact with any other object and players. Visual effects on javelin thrusters are not functioning properly while stormy weather is also present in game. An activity message may not be able to be dismissed after a player returns from being away. There are a number of origin error messages that some PC players may encounter, including origin showing that it is offline when it's actually online. The UI also may display events from some players when an event has spawned nearby in free play. Also, there is a bug where armor pips can change in between activities. This is both a display and a gameplay issue. Now, these that I just stated, there are fixes that they are working on. Everything else that I stated, the masterwork item bug fixes, the inscription fixes, the item balances, the gameplay fixes, the greens and the whites are gone. All of this is great news. All of this is coming in the new update, which is happening tomorrow. Now, once again, they said it was update 1.03, but based on everything from what my PlayStation is telling me, we had the last update, which was 1.04, so I'm calling this update 1.05, and that is the update for Anthem, and it is pretty awesome. We have a lot of good things coming. We have a whole weekend to play around with it as well. So that's pretty much going to end it for this video. As always, thank you for sticking through all of the patch notes. It is going live down tomorrow, and as always, I will be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.